What up, y'all? This is Jamie Alexander here, and welcome to The Positive Spin, where we put the positive spin on your everyday entertainment news. In this episode, we will discuss why Nick Cannon gave Orlando Brown head. Okay, I don't really think that happened, but let's see how this all played out. Welcome, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I am Jamie Alexander. I am a YouTuber now, so go ahead and help get your girl to those 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours while I help transform you, elevate your mindset, and give you the jewels and gems you need to be a better person and think higher in thought and action. So today we are talking about, it's January 22nd, 2020, and I'm seeing the headlines about, first I see Orlando Brown says that Nick Cannon gave him head, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't know Nick Cannon personally, but come on, let's dive deeper into what this is. And this is a post that I saw from iHeartRadio. And what I love so much about Nick Cannon's response is he is right. Media outlets and publications, we have a responsibility to our watcher, our viewer, and humanity as a whole. If this is where people are getting their news, let's make sure there's some relevance to it, or if we're gonna share something that might be gossip, let's make sure we follow up with the correct, response, so that way we're not putting out things about people that are not true, just so we can get likes, views, and all this and that. I'm not about that life. I don't think it's cool. So I do think iHeartRadio put this out without the responsibility of really making sure that what they were saying was true. They're just sharing what they saw. So whatever. We should probably change that. But what I love about this situation, because we're here to put the positive spin on things, was Nick Cannon's response. Check this out.
When I first saw this, I thought it was freaking hilarious. But then after putting a little cognitive effort and analytical thought to the situation, I figured what a great opportunity for a teachable moment. First off, let me say that I am praying for the young brother Orlando, even though I don't really know him personally. I've always loved and enjoyed his talent and have been a fan of his past work. He was freaking brilliant in Major Pain and had us all laughing on That So Raven. But this is another crucial example of when we allow our young artists to be prematurely exposed by this demonic business and left out to fend for themselves. We need better support systems for our youth and to take care of our own. I watched various of this young brother's videos, and all I see is a cry out for help. So I don't know if there are any real leaders or solid individuals in this young man's life, but let's embrace him and tighten him up so he doesn't become another lost victim to these Hollywood circumstances. I indeed believe this brother has the God-given talent to be on Wild 'N Out, but this definitely ain't the way to audition. This actually hurts my heart to see that we have allowed Orlando, along with other young gifted performers we grew up loving, to just dwindle away after all these corporations made billions off them. He goes on to say, now due to substance abuse and diagnosed psychiatric disorders, our loved ones are now aimlessly begging for the attention they were once given instead of the help that they actually need, all while we sit back and just laugh. The most irresponsible parties involved in all this is our media, specifically the culturally conscious. And you guys can read the rest there.
Okay, that's how you do things. And he really brought up a great point. Guys, in order for this world to change, in order for things to change, in order for us to heal and grow, not only as people, but as race, as humans, as Americans, whatever it's going to be, we're going to have to not only start taking accountability for our actions, but be more loving towards people who need our help. So I love how Nick Cannon brought up, Orlando Brown's past. We sit up here and watch him on drugs, ramble on, act crazy, say wild things, and we're taking it as entertainment and just flipping to the next thing without thinking about what this guy is going through. Why are these things coming out of his mouth? Why is he in a mental space as a young Black man where this kind of thing is going on? This is where it becomes our responsibility to see what is within our purpose and what we are called to step in and assist. It's not funny, it's not entertaining, and he's not the only one going through these things. So we need to start to think about the health of others. I think there's this billboard that I've been seeing where if one of us is not well, all of us aren't well, or we're only as good as whatever, you get the point. But if people around you are sick and tripping, the bar is not going to go much higher than that just because maybe you're not sick or you're not having mental issues or drug problems or nobody in your family is. We do have a responsibility to take care of each other. So I love how Nick Cannon quickly responded, and instead of being like this lying ass boop 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 and going off, he addressed the issue in a very mature and loving manner. And it really made me think, and that's why I'm doing this video altogether, that's why I have the positive spin. Instead of sitting up here talking about Nene Leakes did this to Cynthia and Candy feels like that and this person said this to that and who is fighting, Nicki Minaj and whatever else be going on out here, I like to take the situation and see what we can learn from it. How can we grow? What can we add to make things better? It's our responsibility. And if you're not thinking like that, what are you contributing? You know, even Martin Luther King says, if you're not, you know, don't quote me because this isn't his exact quote, but if you're not for the equal rights of others, like, what are you doing with your life and time? That's like my remix on the quote. But I really admire Nick Cannon for coming out with this, because this is the way we should all be thinking. So before we find ourselves entertained or laughing at someone, we might want to think twice about what the person is going through and how we can assist. Maybe you don't know Orlando Brown personally, but you could not share the memes until you know what's going on. You could think about people in your own family that need assistance and attention, because you know what, that guy, the way he rattles off and the stuff he's talking about reminds me of my nephew, reminds me of my sister, reminds me of, you know, and show that person love. We could just find other ways to heal and move forward. So that was really it on this. Nick put his own positive spin on things, so there's really not so much for me to go into. You guys read what he wrote, and I just want to shed light on it. And if we're going to be talking about this story and putting it out as gossip or whatever, let's talk about the good things and let's talk about what we can do to assist. Now, don't get me wrong, things get entertaining and we like to be entertained and stuff, but let's also put a little love behind it too, as you would want somebody to do for you when and if you're ever in a situation, because that's how life goes. There's always something going on and going down. So let's show other people the compassion that you would want to receive when it's time for your stuff to hit the fan. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this valuable, please just like, subscribe, leave me a comment, share it, do something, and I will catch you later for the next episode of The Positive Spin. I also have so much content I'm coming out with. Because I'm a new YouTuber, I have a lot of knowledge and skills in different areas, and I'm throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks at this point. But at the same time, it's always gonna be in alignment with overcoming obstacles, moving past fear, moving in love, learning, evolving, growing mentally. Like, it's always going to be something of that nature, because I feel mental health and how we deal with things and how we think about things is bigger than anything. I can tell you all about relationships. I can tell you how to do events, how to survive entrepreneurship, but none of that makes sense if your mind's not right. So let's get and keep our minds right, keep each other supported and elevated, and move through this world in love. Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace.